Hey, it's Clay, and I want to talk about the number one day trading beginner mistake that needs to be avoided. And right up front, it's kind of anticlimactic. I'm sure you've heard it before, but I think this is a little bit different of a spin. And, this will be different than what you've seen before because there's no theory here. This is not going to be talking, well, I think this is how it works, or this is what I read in a book. And also, this is not going to be me telling you a story about, well, this one time I did this mistake and then this is what. No, none of that either. I'm not going to tell you a story. I'm going to just flat out show you with proof. How much so? Well, not only just proof, but real life, real time trading. So you're going to see what I talk about play out right before your very eyes. And it's savage, it's embarrassing, but it is a mistake. So again, you've heard this before, I'm sure. But like I said, the unique twist here is no theory, not a story. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So what is the number one mistake that beginner day traders make? They're greedy. And you know what? Not only beginner day traders, those that are just getting started in the stock market or any financial market, but even experienced traders like myself, you will see how greed just, showed up, and a little spoiler, showed up again, which makes it even more crazier on how it was able to maneuver like it did. And I realize I'm talking about greed like it's some sort of person that's got like a personality and like a strategy, but it does. Emotions are very real, and emotions, they're there. They're like little people that try to maneuver around and slip into places you don't want them to go, and you're going to see that all here in just a second. But why is greed so savage? Well, look at it like this. You could have everything perfect. The best setup, the best platform, the fastest internet on the platform, 15 different monitors, a strategy that works, a strategy that makes sense, a strategy where everything is in place. Everything is in place. But you know what? If you get greedy, then everything else just falls apart because you could be right. You could have everything in your favor. And another little minor spoiler here, with the trade I make, I was right. So I had everything in place. My setup, my understanding of the market, my vision, just everything was perfect. But I got greedy, and then just that one thing, everything else falls apart. So that's why, in my opinion at least, it is the number one thing. It's the number one mistake that you need to avoid falling into. Because if you can avoid greed, now yes, there's other things that go into trading, but this is the one thing out there where if you get greedy, then no matter how perfect everything else is, and everything else could be perfect, well, it just doesn't matter anymore if you're actually greedy. So let's go to this first part of the clip, and then I'll walk you through it. And like I said, I'm going to walk you through not a story, not theory, but literally a trade that I made step by step. So let's go to this first part of it.
And just to get this documented, let me PDT while rare. If it looks like it wants to break 86 during first minute, I like the trade as a flush scalp. So flush scalp, again, just being price going down, a scalp being a relatively quick trade. So there we go. Everybody has the same thought process that I have, watching 86 very closely. Market opens up right now. So let's see what it wants to do. Okay, I'm in at 86. I think it wants to break down.
Now, for those of you that are beginners and literally just getting started, I want to see it go down because I'm looking to go short, meaning I'm shorting the stock, and both those variations just mean making money when values go down. Crazy, I get it the first time you hear it, but yes, in the stock market, you can make money if a stock's price actually goes down. So that's what I'm doing here. Just realize that going forward, you can make money when prices go down, and in this exact situation, I wanted to see the price go down. Now, what I want you to pay attention to in this next section when I come up is I want you to watch what I do with this price right here. You will notice that I changed the price to a number. That number is my trade plan. That number is where I want it to go and where I'm looking to actually make my money. So if that number if the stock price gets to that number, then I will be making money. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm wanting to happen. And then I also want you to watch these numbers over here. This is the level twos, if you're not familiar. And this is what's basically just showing the price of the stock. So I want you to watch that, and I want you to watch those numbers and their relationship with what I said I wanted here. A little spoiler again, they actually get to where I wanted to go. So let's now pick up with this next part of the trade.
through 86. We can get that break, should move very nicely. Ooh, right now though. Again, I'm at 86.09, anticipating the break. Big size, can it chew through? It's trying to chew through. There's the break. Can we get some more downside push?
Did you hear me say it? Can we get some more downside push? In other words, hey, let's see if I can make even more money, because I want to see if the price can go down even lower. And because I'm short, that'll mean I make more money. That little phrase though, at the time, did I recognize it? Maybe somewhere deep in the dark crevices of my mind. But no, but what actually was that? Well, that was just me trying to, more money. Pure greed. Pure greed. That's all that was. That little comment right there reveals so much into my own psyche. And I think probably if you're being honest with yourself, especially if you have experience, that can be a mistake, right? This was a huge mistake. Let me see if I can get a bit more down, more. That famous word of more. Maybe I shouldn't even be saying greed. Maybe I should just be saying more, because that's usually how it shows up is, well, let's just see if I can get a little more. And then, well, let's just see what happened next.
Ooh, not good. Well, greed might have bit me there. Oh, wow. Look at that bounce. Greed definitely just bit me. I had it, and look at this. Look at that. I set a scalp. I had my order right here at 75. It went below 75, and I just sat there, and all of a sudden I wanted more. So maybe a quick little lesson there in where greed kills. But looking like that might have been a fake bounce.
Did you see that? Did you see how crazy of a move that was? That was insane. Insane. Just pure insanity. That thing was crazy. However, as you saw, the market was actually polite. It was kind. Much more kinder than it's been in the past and then what it can be. But it was kind, and the price actually came back down. And as you stop the video, what you're seeing here, and what I want to make sure you really realize, is that at this point, after that crazy move, look right over here. Look at these prices. Remember, what did I want? 85.75. What is the current pricing at? Basically right what I originally wanted. And this was after what? After a crazy, nasty move, and the market came down to me. The market was kind enough to say, hey, Clay, you were a greedy savage, but you know what? We almost just roasted you, punched you in the face, but you know what? We'll have the price come back down to you. But let's just move on to this next part. Ugh.
Oh, wow. If that was a fake bounce, then this thing is definitely... Wow. I can't believe it rolled all the way back over. All right, what am I doing, Clay? There we go. Did you see the greed hop in again? I just had that thing bounce against me, wanted to let it calm down, and then it went in my favor, and I still was holding there. I was wanting more. Wow, greed. Greed is a tricky monster. It totally played me like a puppet. And look at that. Now it's bouncing back upwards. The market gave me a chance to get out, and I did get out with $170. But think about that. I all of a sudden wanted more. And yeah, do you hear the emotion in my voice? I'm so upset at myself right now. That is really bad trading. Now, I still do like this, setup here moving forward, and I'm going to get the pre-market chart out of the way, but that's just unacceptable. Wow. I need to pause here for a second. I'll keep the video rolling so you can hear my thoughts, but I don't care how good this setup looks. I do like it below 86.50 here, but I'm so excited about this video, and a stick and twist from an educational standpoint, and there 86.50 goes, and it's moving to the downside. But think about that. There is greed at its forefront. That is super embarrassing. I know better than that, but somehow the greed just, I don't know, just played me like a puppet. If anything, I'm glad I realized that quick enough to get out at a $170 profit before the thing bounced back up again. But all right, let's reassess the situation. 86.35.
Now, I don't think I really need to say that much more. you heard my voice. And again, because that was from a live trade and that was all playing out in real time, those were my genuine, true, raw, core emotions. And you heard that all in my voice. I was not happy with myself. I was frustrated. And it's just embarrassing. But I mean, that is how tricky greed can be. I mean, I was greedy and then I almost got destroyed. However, when I had the chance to not be destroyed, so not even make money, but just simply not be destroyed, and then what happened? For those brief moments, all of a sudden, I wanted more. Now, to, I guess, pat myself a little bit on the back here, at least that only, I kind of realized, wait a second, greed has me hypnotized right now, and I snapped out of it, and I was able to just still lock in some gains, but that's crazy to think that I almost fell for it again, and then as you saw, the price snap back against me. And I found this quote. I'm not sure who Rumi is. If you do, I guess enlighten me in the comment section. But I mean, this comment really does show that why I believe greed is the number one mistake that, beginners make, and then also experienced people can possibly make. But greed makes man blind and foolish and makes him an easy prey for death, and of course for us, the death being our trading accounts going to zero. And without capital, without a trading account, well, you can't trade. And if you can't trade, you can't make money. And that is, I mean, think about that. That's perfectly, I was blinded. And then when I was blinded, when I was hypnotized, what did that do to me? I became foolish. And it was a situation where I know better, but I want you to be aware of just how dangerous it can be, just how much of a mistake it can be. And in this situation, the market was polite enough to allow me to make this mistake, warn me about the mistake by having it snap back in my face, and then say, see, Clay, that was a mistake, but we'll let you out at break even. We'll let you out with what you originally intended to make on it. And even with that, I almost made the mistake again. In the crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. So just be aware. That is why the number one beginner mistake you have to avoid is greed, because it will destroy everything else, no matter how beautiful everything else was. Because like I said at the beginning of the video, think back. I was right. I thought the price would go down. It did go down. I had the right setup. I had the right tools. I had the right mindset. I had the right everything. And then I made that one mistake. I got greedy. And then everything else almost fell apart. But thank you to the market for being polite and actually letting me escape with actually still my original trade plan. But sometimes the market is not always that polite, and that one mistake of greed can make everything else, no matter how perfect everything else was, fall totally apart. So just be aware of it. So if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy when I take, kind of just live trades and then walk you through them, offer up a learning lesson. If you like these kind of videos, a very quick, time-efficient way to communicate that to me, just hit that like button. Also, questions, comments, suggestions, leave those down below. I do read all comments, and I will reply to them. And then finally, check out the channel as a whole. If you enjoyed the live sections of this video, then there's an entire playlist I offer on the channel that is just pure live trade videos, so you can check that out. Then there's lots of other types of videos on the channel. So check out the channel as a whole, and hopefully you like what you see enough to hit that subscribe button, as I'd love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. But yeah, get out there and please just realize that I get it. Everybody says you got to avoid greed, but in my opinion, it is the number one mistake that people make. And this is exactly why what you saw, just avoid it, please. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up, as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not,
I'll be seeing you soon.